Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. It's June 10th, Wednesday. We're going to review 0-day options today on SPY and the small account challenge. You're following after a big 24-point move. The downside. IV is high and it's sketchy. Here's a 30-minute chart. This is DG's. He's on Eric's Discord, which you can find linked in the description. He's also SPY Day Trade on YouTube. And he's presently unbanned, so you can check out his videos too. Turn that down a little bit. Yeah, so 5 crossed below 20, and today I think we had a gap up, build the gap, and kind of just basically grinded. Yeah, here it is. Or wait, no, it's Tuesday. Where are we? Right here. Yeah, a bit of a grind down. It's tough when the IV's high. You just have to adjust. A lot of these candles are 1-point candles, so you don't need a huge move. You don't need big size. So you have to have some discipline to size down. I'm gonna show my trades right off the bat. I don't know if this helps you guys or not. Let me know. This way you can kind of see what's going on. Yeah, so this morning, this is what I had charted. Green for the precision buying. I threw this gray in for potential, just like a buying channel. Not sure if it was legit or not. I then got this red for tapering. So I was looking for a possible wedge trade. Instead of waiting for it to break here, I wanted to catch on the top. And ideally with purple. So kind of some of my thoughts. And on the 30-minute, we're just in the middle of a huge wedge, basically. So after a big drop like that, it could very well like to build liquidity. And actually today we are cruising down the bottom Bollinger too, pushing it down. So expecting 5-day and bottom Bollinger to be the important resistance. And I'll look to add more at 200-day or when 5 crosses back above 20, or potentially when we trade above 5 again, depending on how far the drop is before then. First trade for me was a call. Yeah, call. IP was pumped. 740 call at 1024 for $1.66. So that was right here on this break. So I did chart the red. Had a lot of volume. Had a breakout of this sellers controlled buying, bearish controlled buying right here. And I was looking for move up to potentially retest the 5-day at least, which was a little higher at that point, and it failed. So I don't know if my charting was wrong or if it was just a little liquidity grab for the bears. Yeah, that was 166 to $1.39, so pretty fat L on that one. I was at 124 and then closed it right here at 125. I wanted to give it a little room, wanted this to be the stop, and it just fully committed to go below that. So after that, I was like, well, my other trade is probably in play now, as that was probably just liquidity grab. And so I flipped into a put at 1026 on this candle. Roughly with purple being my stop, or just this red, top of red. And potentially for a move down to this, if it wants to make an inverse head, potentially VWAP. Or first stop though is just breaking this red. So if you look at right here though, 737 to 61, 735, 89. So over a point there, just from there to there. It shows you how big this range is. 37.92, 36.63. Yeah. Over a point there on that candle. So that's all I needed. $1.14 I bought it. It was a 733 put, which is right here. Would have, if the IV was lower, I would have gotten closer to the money, but I just, yeah. I mean, the delta is high on these also. So delta wise, at the right delta, at least probably 30 delta on that one. $1.14, open it up 1026, close it at 1032 at the beginning of this candle, right when it started to show a little bit of support there on the red, and that was for $1.58. So that's like a solid green day on this small account. Just that. Minus the red trade, it was still a little shy of what I normally would go for or get on an average green day. So yeah, it was a small green day, but I could just tell, I mean, with the candles being so big and the volatility, it was a dangerous one. But easy to make money, easy to lose money. Just have to scale accordingly. I mean, just such a little move here relatively, and it's large. Next trade, 1056. This was a canceled trade. Right here. I got a put. Where did I get it? I got a limit order for one. Yeah, limit order for one right here. Came down and I quick canceled it. I don't know. I just didn't quite trust it. So, not sure if that would have been a good trade or not. If I would have taken profits quick. At that point, I wasn't too trusting on this red, and this gold I hadn't put in yet. So I was like, I'll just kind of wait for an inverse cup. So I came down, built a little shoulder, a little head and shoulder here, which I totally saw, but I didn't know how to manage my risk when I was grabbing this shoulder here, because I wanted to get puts here, but I'm like, I don't know where I would call my stop. I don't want a wide range. I mean, this range is huge, so I didn't take it, but definitely saw this one in breaking here. This happens pretty often where it just doesn't quite complete the cups and then makes a little structure to break through it. So yeah, it's just, if you can't manage your risk, it's not worth trading. So next trade was at not until 11:23. It was a put. So yeah, let that one go. And then this one, so seeing if it's just going to continue selling this gold. It didn't. Bought a put here, closed it on that same candle. That was a 118 to $1.06. So not terrible, but the range is large. This would be a small structure anyways. I didn't have this one drawn in, of course, either at that point. This little retest. Yeah. Yeah, tricky one. Suppose I could have charted a little something there to manage my risk. I don't know. Or just gone in. Sometimes I'll just go in and it works out. It's maybe not the best practice, but going in with confidence, but not really thinking too much about the stop and just kind of making an arbitrary stop. In this case, it would have been like this little liquidity up here. Would have been my stop if I started to grab that. But on a day where the range is big, the IV is high, I'm not quite as keen on that. Next one was a canceled order. I want to mention it because it was a limit order, which I was limit ordering today since IV is higher. The spreads are a little wider. It can work in your favor for slippage in and out, as well as, yeah, just keep you from getting bad fills. But you could miss trades like this one. What was this at? 11:53. Yes. So right here, I had drawn this gray after it started making this move. And once it started to show that this was support, I was looking for a wedge trade, retracement for a head to grab the shoulder and for it to continue its way down if it wanted. So right here, it broke below, but I was patient on it. I didn't really want to take a breakout trade today anyways, so I was very patient on it. It was down here and then it rallied up, and I quick put a limit order on this candle actually. Yeah, put a limit order and it just straight green barred out of there, and it didn't fill me, which in hindsight's very sad, but at the moment I was like, all right, that's fine. I didn't get filled. And then yeah, this would have been a great trade. Let's see, 732. Yeah, that was multiple points. Hard to know where I would have closed it. Like I probably would have got the whole thing, but definitely at least a point in there for me to capture, even if it was just right here on this big green candle. So I like that I saw it and I was attempting it, even though it didn't work out. I canceled that one at 53. Yeah, once this big candle came out, it's like, all right, can't make it. Sat through all this. Next trade was at 1246. Yeah, so this kind of the same thing that happened here where I liked the head and shoulders. I liked everything about it. I didn't know how to manage risk. In this case, I ended up just taking it. I maybe had purple or something at that point. We have a nice shoulder here, nice head. I didn't have this blue channel at that point. I had gray, I believe. Yeah, I had that gray. I didn't have it in the middle there. I just had the one up here. So to me, this was kind of in the middle of the range, but I liked the head and shoulders. I saw downside to the bottom of this gray. So I grabbed that, and yeah, I was in it on this candle, 1246. Right here. Oh yeah, this trade. This trade messed me up actually. It came down. I put an order to buy another one, which I put a limit order, and then I quick tried to cancel it. And I guess it filled me somehow. I don't know. I thought I canceled it, but it filled me. And then it came up here and I was trying to sell, and I think I ended up with 2 somehow. So anyways, I closed out of one on that candle when it broke back above red, and then closed out of another one on this candle. So that ended up costing me my small profits on the day. And I guess I kind of deserve it just because it was a bit middle of the range. I don't know. Yeah, needed to just wait and chart more and wait on it. Because yeah, I just had the gray. This blue looked like it started to sell in this blue, which is kind of a tapering, more tapering. Yes, that was 23 or 123 and 117 were those buys. And that closed them for 110 and 112. So it was a small green day, and then that made it a small red day. Oh, 6. A 126 right here. What do we got going on here? Okay, so inverse cup completed. I'm looking for a handle, and we've also broken my gold at that point, which was my lowest selling. And we've got, let's see. Okay, yeah, that's right. I remember that now. Yeah, so it's coming up. I was looking for a retest on gold to get a put, and it didn't quite retest it here. This candle engulfed, and so I got a put there, and then it ended up wicking, and so I actually got out of it on the next candle. That was $1.04 to 93. Another little red trade. I guess in hindsight, yeah, it was selling in a much less aggressive in this channel, which I didn't have charted at that point. So to me, it had just broken, made the inverse cup, and it had broken it. So downside looked like it was coming to down here. Yeah, I don't even know if this one was actually real. And we've got like 3 hits up here, but yeah, I think it probably was. Yeah. So that got me down to $50 in buying power. And then, yeah, I guess I didn't catch this on there, did I? Okay, so then I didn't want to get something super far out of the money for 50 bucks. I was like, I'll just wait till end of day. So that's all these trades on the E-Trade, which did turn me out to be down small red day, which I'm grateful for. That high of IV and that choppy of action and that big of a range, like, yeah, that could have been much worse on there. That's what it is for today, down 24. However, this move was still legitimate to me. I just had a bad entry. I saw some engulfing candle. I grabbed, opened up Weeble, which I'm now, there's no PDT, I guess, even though it's a small account. And I traded it. I got a put at 1437. Is that right? Oh yeah, I waited quite a while on that, huh? Crazy. Yeah, right here. So it broke the gold, had a little head and shoulders. Yeah, I think I was kind of watching it and considering if I should take the trade, and then it had this green candle, and that's pretty much all I wanted, just a little retrace back up to gold. I didn't have this still at that point, so I was kind of hoping and assuming we'd come down here and hit this one. So I got on that little retrace, and then this thing just grinded, but I had a nice fill. Let's see. Is this right? Oh, wow. Yeah, so at 1437 opened it up, and this was what strike was that? Sorry, I'm a little slow on Webull. I haven't traded on here much. It was 80 cents, and it was a 727 strike. So right here for 80 cents, and it just started grinding. It was making its way down. Sorry, what's going on here? 1437. That makes more sense. Yeah, I thought that was kind of a weird. Okay, yeah. I waited a long time. I was like, this is a tight range right here. I think I did have this line at that point. So I was looking for a move from here. 1437. Yeah. This is more my speed. Okay, yeah. It broke gold. It retraced. I think I did have this light gray or this blue at that point. Oh, up here. Did I actually take that? Wow, it is so much more confusing on Webull. I'm just not accustomed to it. Yeah, I did. Okay. All right. 1331. Oh, I was reviewing that one. Okay. Very confused. 1331. I got in right here on a break of that gold. Head and shoulders. Universe Cup more or less completed. Head and shoulders, kind of like it did up here on a smaller scale. So I got it here. It grinded. This was actually hard to hold because it was just very choppy, but it kept resisting the breakout of that gold. So I held it. Got it for $1.10. Really? Am I 2 for 2 on there? Yeah. Yeah, I got it for $1.10. Held through all that. And then... Oh, that's the next one. Okay. Yeah, held through all that. Grind and end up selling it right here on this candle. And I think I had maybe gold or something else that was helping me manage it. I can't quite remember. Yeah, I think it was this gold that it broke. That's why I closed it right here. 1341. So that was $1.10 to $1.22. Little grindy move. And then after that I put in this blue one. And then it came up and right here, I don't know if I trade this, but I really considered getting calls here on the break. I'm like, I should wait for cup to close at least. And then it rejected, and it would have been just a beautiful time to get puts because I had that charted at that point. But yeah, I didn't take it, which is fine. I mean, this is of course a big move. To hold through all that would have been, yeah, would have been challenging, especially with one contract. Next trade though, so I had another one on Webull. I forgot they were both. I forgot I had two, and I forgot they were both actually green. Next one was at 1437. Yeah, waiting for it to break this gold. So this one wasn't here, this blue. It was just this gold. So broke the gold there, and I jumped in. And this is the one I considered getting a second one on. I'm like, no, I should just keep it easy. There was a couple times where I thought about getting a second one, but with the premiums, I just left it. So this one was hard to hold as well. Just big wicks up. Just trying not to look at the P&L. And I'm like, what's going on here? So then I drew this. Just thinking maybe there's another support here I'm not seeing. And maybe it wasn't even that aggressive. Maybe it was more like that. I don't know. But I drew that and just waited. And then it broke down. I thought about taking some profit here, and I'm like, I'll just kind of keep holding this thing. I want, oh yeah, I wanted this. I wanted this line right here, this blue, because I just charted that up there. And then have this candle, which was nice, and then boom, crazy news candle. Like, it doesn't look crazy, but this candle is 727.89, 727. So almost a full point at, almost 3 o'clock. So I quick hit exit on it, and that one was 80 cents to $1.27. So So just caught this little move right here. This one, I considered taking on the break here, but yeah, I didn't want to take breakouts, and it was so grindy. But could have moved this down. Could move that down there on the support, and then taking it here. But yeah, it would have been a little risky. Of course, now it looks easy because it's in purple, but yeah, I didn't feel like taking that one. I was green. I made my way out, so read that amount on there, and then on this account, green, $58. I don't know why it's just showing 11. I think that's realized. That should change tomorrow because here's the day's P&L. So yeah, ended up green, like 20 something bucks somehow in amongst all of the big, large, sketchy candles. So kind of feels like market might start to just grind, but we're in a pretty serious downtrend coming into the second half of the week. But we are close to this blue support down here also. IV is high. Market makers definitely would like to start burning that theta and not going anywhere. I mean, they basically started to today. Yeah, we came down, but we've not continued. So we'll see what after hours brings. Thanks for sticking along. Sorry, it was kind of confusing. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Monday 6th round. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you.